we will also now observe what should the devotee be like. Bhakti is to be cultivated, right? But what should the mindset of the devotee be like? This is also expressed beautifully by Sri Ramakrishna in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. There he says, the Bhakta's mind has certain characteristics. What are these characteristics? He somehow is able to bring the dualities of life together in complete surrender of the divine. Sri Ramakrishna himself used to pray, Ma, ei now tomar dharma, ei now tomar adharma. Ei now tomar pap, ei now tomar punya. Amai shuddha, amala, ahaituki bhakti dav. Take your sin and sinlessness. Take your dharma and adharma, righteousness and unrighteousness. All I surrender at your feet, Mother. Give me pure, uncontaminated, unadulterated, ahaituki. Ahaituki means without any other object, without any other hetu. Give me this pure bhakti for you. So the Bhakta is able to surrender the dualities of life at the feet of the divine. He does not mix himself up too much with these dualities. He is able to rise above them naturally into the realm of the divine. Because as long as we are mixed up or engaged deeply with these pairs of opposites in the mundane world, our mind will remain busy only with that. So he is able to rise above this through prayer, through worship. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, at another place he beautifully says that the Bhakta becomes silent. The Bhakta is able to assimilate instruction. He becomes quiet when he listens to his teacher's instruction. Because tar dharana shakti janmai. He is able to make a continuous thought flow about the nature of the Lord. So he becomes silent, quiet when he listens to the teacher's instruction. In other words, he is able to assimilate the instruction. He is able to absorb the instruction. So this is the nature of the devotee's mind. It is able to understand Bhagavad Bhav. And this is what generates bhakti. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives a beautiful example for this. He says, the example is from photography. In the pre-digital age, photography was done in a particular way. To use Sri Ramakrishna's own words, he says, see, an image cannot be impressed on bare glass. But if that glass is coated with a black solution, then it retains the image. Now the black solution here is silver nitrate, which they would use to retain an image on glass. And that is how the devotee's mind, which is smeared with bhakti, it is able to retain the bhav of Bhagwan. It is able to retain the quality, the attributes of the Lord. It is able to conceive of the nature of the Lord. It is able to grasp Bhagavad Bhav. And this generates bhakti. So in today's digital age, we don't have this method of photography, but this was followed earlier. And it's a beautiful illustration to show the mind must be smeared with bhakti to be able to grasp the nature of the Lord. And it is a very important point in understanding bhakti. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, he is a devotee who has controlled his senses and subdued lust. The pure mind is required because it is trying to grasp the nature of the purest one. And the devotee naturally develops this kind of mind. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, the nature of the Bhakta is he wants to eat sugar and not become sugar. Although he surrenders the dualities of life at the feet of the divine, he wants to taste the Lord in this mode. And that is why he retains bhakti bhav towards his object of devotion. He rises above the normal mundane pairs of opposites, but he retains his bhav towards the Lord, whom he worships, sort of objectively. It may appear objective to us. Deep within him, he is united with the Lord because it is one bhav. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, the devotee The Lord and the scripture are one and the same thing. Bhakta, Bhagavat, Bhagwan is one and the same thing in 3 different forms. So the Bhakta is able to grasp the bhav of Bhagwan perfectly. So these are all very intense points on bhakti. If we actually meditate on these expressions of Sri Ramakrishna, we will understand the essentials of bhakti. So this is how the mind of the bhakta is required to be if we want to generate bhakti in ourselves.